Hello, welcome to the Underground channel. You're probably going to want to at least click like, help my algorithm please, and or subscribe to keep updated. I'm going back to doing videos of these Walmarts that are being bought by FEMA and the Biden administration, and turning them into little prisons, or what they call, the far left calls it, reprogramming camps, where they lock you inside a big gigantic Walmart. These are little mini stage places like they did back in Hitler days, when they would put people in these kind of buildings and do what they were going to do to the people. But what this video is about is to wake people up. America knows something is wrong. Now, you got some haters out there that hate Trump because they believe all that media, major news people, and that's the big problem right there. Whether you like Trump or not, all the media is focused on is putting all eyes on Trump. So they're not reporting any real news anywhere. Fox is touching it a little bit and telling the truth, but they don't have the whole story either. Nobody does. And this is getting pretty scary. There's a lot of people just know something is coming. You feel it in your bones, and you don't quite know what it is, and you fear for your future and your family and your kids' future. Well, you should be. The White House has fallen. It really has. And all the attention to keep that hidden, that the White House has been taken over by the Chinese, which there's videos when they were trying to impeach Trump the last time, and the Bidens mostly had to deal with the Chinese to bring them in. If you watch your videos of those impeachment processes, the last ones, and the one where the day after Trump left the White House from being a president, you'll see a video of a bunch of Chinese officials walking down the hallway to whatever room it was, like they were parading. They're going to get Trump at that time. But they didn't get Trump because it was just all bogus, keeping your eyes off what's going on. But there was one news video that CNN and the head news people let go on their news channels, and didn't know it at the time because they were fooled too, of all these Chinese officials from China walking behind that lady, that evil lady that I think she's running the White House. I'm not sure who she is, but she does a lot of talking, and she's for the far left and China. But these just ain't regular China people. They're from Red China. Go and research what Red China is, and what they do, and what they do to their own people, and what they just tried to do to Hong Kong, but it didn't work. But this was the day that the Great Reset, that they call it, and a lot of people on the internet is calling that there is going to be coming a reset, but it already happened. It's already too late, and now after they put Trump out, if they don't assassinate him, they're coming after the people. And that's why all these Chinese police stations are popping up all over the place in America. And that's why the Chinese is buying up all the farmland from private farmers and everything. That's been a little bit of news, but it's only by private news channels that is putting this up. So what is happening is they're trying to get a hold of the food market in the world and control all the food. That's how they're going to devastate us. Another thing, if they have to bring down the United States, literally, a lot of people say it's going to be nuclear. I don't think so, because China wants America so bad. And America, they want the America country to pay off what America owes China, Red China. And so now you know why the COVID crap came out. They put the fear of God in you and everything. You know how that went. Most of you have lived through that, unless you was just born during COVID. But that was just a fear tactic. And like the Y2K, they said that when Y2K in 1999 at midnight, all electronics is going to quit. Everybody ran out and bought generators and toilet paper back in 1999, just like they did when the rumors came out that they were going to lock up America, put us all on lockdown, and everybody went out and bought generators and toilet paper. It's just the same thing all over again. Same thing in 1976. Y'all remember when they gave the vaccines in 1976, about 2.5 to 3 years later after they took the vaccines, you know what started happening to all those people? Becoming paralyzed, and their involuntary muscles reactions would become paralyzed until they would die. Same thing in 76, same thing now. And now you've been probably watching all these coroners on the news saying that people are dying now that has taken the virus, and there's this big black jelly slime stuff in their blood, and they're reporting that in their autopsies. They were putting this out on the news, private news, but China and the Biden family, Obama and Hillary Clinton and that evil lady in the White House, I think they call her Speaker, they cut all that off so you don't hear about it. They're keeping your eyes off the truth. Another thing, they're keeping your eyes off the truth by misdirection and putting all these false felony charges against President Trump, who's still the rightful president, to keep your eyes on that and to keep the country divided and hating each other is how they're taking over the United States. But that's to keep your eyes on Trump. Trump is for the people. He's always been for the people. He knows what the United States people want, and he's just the soldier standing in their way. So Trump's in big trouble. They can't really come up with anything legit. The most they can come up is with a misdemeanor, and it's just like from day one when Trump came down the tower, they started all these rumors and lies about Russia collusion and stuff, and said it was Trump and that he was going to be impeached and arrested. They couldn't do it because he didn't do it. It was all orchestrated from the far left swamp and China. And now the reason why the borders are open, to keep your eyes on that, to make you think that it's all the cartel Mexicans coming over, which it is, but it's just not the cartel and the Mexicans. Chinese are coming over that way too, and they're not reporting that. Officials from other countries like North Korea, Saudi Arabia, and terrorist Muslims are coming in through the south. And there's other countries that are not friends with America or Israel. Everybody's against Israel all of a sudden. And Israel is against Trump being arrested. Believe me. And I got family that lives over there. And you need to open your eyes. Wake up to the real truth. Because it's not Trump. Trump is fighting for us. He's just the scapegoat. They're using him as an scapegoat. And the more that they try to tear him down, and he keeps standing every time they bring all this false crap against him, and dividing the younger generation is mostly the ones that hate Trump, because they are for the left. They want China to keep controlling America. And that's why when the evidence came out that the Bidens, the whole family, took millions and billions of dollars from China so they would have a doorway in, that's why they all went after Trump, to keep your eyes off. And then a week after the evidence came out that the Bidens did do treason against the United States and took money from China, Red China, they started putting misdirection, false information, and bought off these major media news. CNN's bought off, and all the major ones. And only public, local stations that has some good reporters that do some digging has brought out the evidence to prove all of this. But they're being cut off when they get found out. And I'm surprised now, after Tucker Carlson came up with some very powerful evidence that proves that they're after Trump for this reason. They're trying to cut him off and say he's not a good reporter, but he's probably one of the last good reporters. There's a couple of reporters that have YouTube channels that are doing the same, but they're starting to get flack too. Just like when Obama was in office, he started the Walmart FEMA camps and or reprogramming camps, and they were popping up all over. One popped up where a guy broke in to the Walmart. Well, he didn't break in. He just walked in without them noticing he got in. And he filmed the inside of that Walmart. And all the 3-man plastic coffins where you can throw 3 people in. And all the guillotines that was inside that Walmart. And then the next thing we know, the camera goes down and crashes on his phone. And we never heard from that guy again. And all my Walmart videos got taken down by what they say. This is not factual. Well, how can a video evidence showing guillotines and coffins be not factual? What are they doing in America? Why is all these guillotines in America? I'm going to start doing the Walmart FEMA camp. Since they started, after they got Trump out of the White House, they started it back up, but they're not mentioning it. One state senator did the same thing. I don't know whatever happened to that state senator, because we don't ever see his videos anymore. And no, it wasn't the state senator's video. It was a group that was filming that Walmart and got the state senator to go there. And he was chased off the lot, the state senator of his own state. That's how that happened. So I stand corrected. I'm sorry about that, boo-boo. But, and then there was a famous video of, I think it was Katrina, when a hurricane happened. I think it was Katrina. There's been so many hurricanes, it's hard to keep up. Where the levee broke in New Orleans. And a guy that's with Minutemen, or I think they're called the Minutemen. They're like undercover soldiers for America, was filming and showed that the army blew the levee. And the reason why they did that is because there were so many bodies that they couldn't contend with. And instead of sending the army in and collecting all these dead bodies when Katrina happened, they blew the levee so that it would wash the bodies out to the ocean. And he put that video up, and it was taken down. So I don't, maybe somebody saved that video on their hard drive somewhere, can repost it back on my channel. That would be great. And another thing is, that same guy that filmed the army blowing up the dam, the engineers, he was at a Walmart place behind a place where they parked out these rescue white trailers in a Walmart parking lot, and just lined up trailers for people to go and get out of the stadium that everybody went to back then, and people were starving. He was able to get into the Walmart, and people were being detained and arrested and put into that Walmart. So they're back to doing that again. And all these Walmarts are going to start saying they're closing up or selling so many Walmarts. Well, the reason why is FEMA's buying them back again, or the government is, with China money. And and Walmart is just saying that they're closing those stores down because of theft. And that's not the real truth. And another thing was, if I can remember what I was just thinking, was that guy that filmed the inside where they had all those people in New Orleans in there, and his family was in that. He disappeared, and that video was taken down, and I never saw anything on the news about it. So if anybody knows about that, or has an old video stored on a USB or a hard drive, re-upload it. And I found a way where the truth videos can stay up, and I can beat them so they can't take them down. And there's a trick that I learned, this old fart learned, that I can do to keep those videos up. So you all and my subscribers, and thank you to all my subscribers that stayed with me all these years after they took me down and threatened me. And those guys and those black SUVs were circling my house and trying to scare me. Well, they did scare me a little bit. So I got the heck up out of there and went to another state and just laid low for a while. So now I'm out in the middle of nowhere, and got myself kind of protected. So I'm going to start uploading these videos again. So, and all my subscribers, they know the type of videos I was putting up back then. Now I'm starting another channel that really doesn't have nothing to do with what's going on in Washington, or the White House has fallen, or the Bidens, or all the false and fake evidence against President Trump. I'm starting another channel, and maybe some of my other subscribers on this channel will jump to it. once I get it up and running, it's about making a cargo trailer totally 100% off grid, where you don't ever have to worry about electricity, and for your family or whatever, if you go to camp or need to use it as a bug out camper. And I want to teach people how to survive, how to stay warm, and how to keep electricity in, and what things you need with you in case you ever have to go somewhere where people ain't, and hide out when they start taking over America. You might want to watch that or be on that channel and subscribe. So subscribe now if you haven't, and then I'm going to start going live again. And then with some of the people on my channel will always copy the video, so when they're taken down, we can keep reposting and alerting people and keep posting and posting. So it happens so fast that so many people uploading those videos again, and before they get taken down, it'd be nearly impossible to keep up with so many subscribers. So subscribe. If not, click like to beat the algorithm, and that's a big help. And if you don't want to be watching these videos and be notified, you can just leave it in the off mode and stay a subscriber. That would help me out a lot. So I'm going to end this video, and I want to get that video, if somebody still got it. I think I can find it, where the Chinese were all inside the White House, that was accidentally put out there by the major media news before they found out what it was and cut it off. Let's put that back up there, and I'm going to do it. And if they come after me or try to kill me or do whatever, or when they got this thing coming that everybody's got to be marked. And that's another reason why the Chinese is in our country now and sneaking in this door, and the Biden's door that they made open to the White House. Officials from the Red China is in there, and then the Obama and Hillary Clinton and that evil speaking lady that gets mad and doesn't know how to talk. She's almost like senile, like Biden is, and can't remember where he's at or what he's saying, and destroying this country. And then once they take over America, there is going to be protesters. There's going to be the secret little army groups that are for the citizens. They're going to fight, but they're all going to go down, because I'm also a firm believer in Bible prophecy, especially the book of Revelations. And I've lived through the 60s till now and lived all through that history, and I've been watching it. And a lot of these youngsters don't know what real history is, because they keep changing it so nobody can learn it. So please subscribe, click at least like, so that this beats the algorithm of keeping me down, will get me up so that more people will watch this. I'm sorry I don't have all the fancy stuff like these youngsters do, popping in intros and stuff. But after I get the money to get my cargo trailer so I can bug out of here and get down to the desert, and I'm building a YouTube studio in one, and so that I'm in a safer place out in the middle of a desert, and that'll be the last place they come to, look for people. But They already made an announcement this week. You might have seen it's starting to pop up on different YouTube channels that are doing the truth news. The feds have already started what they a system called Fed money, and the only way you can have money is Fed money, and they will track every transaction, where you go to the bank, and whatever. That's why a lot of banks are in big trouble now and being down because they're refusing to change over to this new system, electronic system of money. I call it credits. If you got like $1,000 of cash, the bank will convert it into like so many credits. That's the way the digital money will be, and it's all going to be done through the feds. That's already started. That's how they're doing the final thing to take over America, and this is how they control the people. And with the Fed money, electronic money, or whatever you call it, it's right now they got volunteers with these credit things to get convert your money over and get so many of these and things. You all know what I'm talking about. And oh my goodness, I sound like Biden. And once they do, the next thing the feds are going to do is come out with a mark that will be put on your hand or maybe up on your forehead, so you can be scanned and everything, and to buy, sell, and trade, you have to have that mark to be able to get Fed money into your accounts. A lot of banks are going to fold, and they've already started. Another thing, I don't know if any of you've noticed or if it's ever reached the media news, only Truth News is doing it, and Tucker and YouTube channels. People are still sticking up for their rights and for the true America, and their flag is, if you haven't heard of it, there have been a lot of explosions all of a sudden happening around the whole Bible Belt area. Ohio is one of them, is within that circle, part of Pennsylvania, part of West Virginia, the northern part of Kentucky, and the southern eastern side of Indiana, and a big chunk of Ohio is all in the Bible Belt. And you millennials and you youngsters don't know what a Bible Belt is. This is the place where it's concentrated of the most people living off grid. And this is the way they're attacking us where I live. We've had the train explosions, the explosions on the river, the chemical spills all around where I'm living. And that's why the fish are dying, animals are dying, and grass is not going to grow. It's turning brown, and people are getting really sick from it, from the chemicals now. But they're not putting it on the news. Trump tried to put it on major media news, but they cut him off and tried to say that he was doing a bad thing by going to Ohio and bringing water. They turned it around to make Trump look bad, but it wasn't true. Trump was really there, and he was helping us, and nobody was booing him except the news media was, and the people who love China taking over the United States. They're the people that are against Trump, and the illegals coming in. They're the people that are going against Trump. A true American isn't, and will never do that. A true American will never betray our country. And then, if you don't believe me, just ask us old vets and see what would happen, and how they fought for our country and paid the ultimate sacrifice, and they came back to a country that hated them for fighting for our freedom. I salute every veteran out there. Be a true American and hang in there. Fight for our rights, fight for our freedom, and fight to get China out of our country and the cartel. They're all in cahoots together to take out America. Bye.